Time now for the final opportunity for a change of power atop the PBA. Wes Malott, your reigning PBA King of Bowling. He's taken down Chris Barnes, Patrick Allen, Walter Ray Williams Jr. Last week it was Rhino Page who fell, and now the final assault, if you will, by two-time Player of the Year winner Parker Bohn III. Drops them all.
Parker Bohn has made a little ball change and moved a little bit farther left. You know, he found something in practice that he liked, and you heard him in his interview with Brienne. He said, listen, I may have scored 260, but I only bowled 190.
Malott, for the first time in his career, won Player of the Year honors last season. Hence, he began this whole series as the king of bowling and is yet to give up his grasp on it. Because of shots like that. And he's made some pretty big spare pickups along the run as well.
Yeah, and talking to him during practice before he went on, he said, you know, every week the lanes seem to be getting tighter and tighter, even though it's the same oil pattern. He says, Rainey, I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm going to move up on the approach. I'm going to slow down a bit so I can get my ball to read that spot down the lane.
He tied Chris Barnes for the tour lead this past season with 8 television appearances and won 3 titles. Two for two to open up his final defense of his throne.
The king of PBAville.
Great shot.
I like that.
Come on.
He's been a good king.
A kind king.
Ruled with an iron fist when he needed to put people in their place. Double messenger there.
But let's not forget that he's taking on arguably the second greatest left-hander in the history of professional bowling behind Earl Anthony. How about a messenger? I know how my Rob likes a messenger.
You know what else I like? 300 games.
You like roll-offs too, don't you?
I do. Wes rolled a perfect 300 game 2 weeks ago, but no one has bowled more perfect games through the course of their PBA career than that man, Parker Bohn III. 84 perfect games.
He's even bowled one on television. And right now, perfect through 3 and trying to send a little message the king's way.
I did.
Parker and Wes met once this season on television. It was at the Lumber Liquidators Shark Championship in Baltimore, Maryland, just before the winter break. And it was Wes taking down Parker 290 to 204.
Wasn't me.
It was a lady. Yep.
So both open up with a 3-bagger. Two weeks ago, it was Walter Ray Williams Jr. trying to dethrone Wes Malott. And Wes, I will have none of that. Have that for dinner. And chew on this one for dessert. And have an after-dinner mint of a 300 game. Wes was dialed in that night. I think he liked that.
I think he did too.
Really?
You know he did, Wes.
He'd like another strike. You know what that would be? 4 in a row.
Randy, do you know what I like more than a ham bone?
No.
Back-to-back ham bones.
Remember the first match, Brad Angelo could not
Gotta
get
add
it
some
back from that
excitement. All
spot.
you keep doing is going high flush.
Wes Malott, the rotation, the rev rate, he gets it to read that spot perfectly. 5 weeks in a row of non-stop scorpion pattern for Wes Malott.
Leaves the 3.
And the first chink in the armor for Parker Bone to the 3rd.
It's a minor chink, but a minor hiccup can become exposed rapidly the way Wes Malott has been bowling these past few weeks. Parker picks up the single spare. And we move on to the 5th. Parker down 11. The final of this 5-week King of Bowling series powered by AMP. Parker starts a new string of strikes with 1 in the 5th.
You're going to become a man.
Does this say strike up there?
Yes, it does.
That's all that matters.
You're right, it is.
There's only one thing that Parker Bone III has ever struggled with on this tour, and that's when the lanes get really slick, and he has to get soft with his speed. He likes to bring the heat and pipe it. And when his ball won't react down lane, that's the only time he's ever struggled.
I've learned.
That 3-pin that he left was a result of just a pinch too firm, a little bit too much speed.
Drops the nickel.
Robbie's got one of the prettiest releases in the sport. You watch that hand flip around the side of the bowling ball. I mean, it's just spectacular. And when I watch Wes Malott bowl, the phrase that comes to mind is efficiency of motion.
Solid 9 here.
It just looks so effortless.
Love that sportsmanship. Kids aren't here to distract me, so I guess you'll try.
Wes Malott learned that he
already took care of one opponent.
Player of the Year honors via his cell phone.
Love your kids, though.
Driving to the airport from that man, Parker Bone III, giving him updates from the U.S. Open. Oh. Carry on, my wayward son. Malott opens up his final defense of his crown with an opening 6-pack. The conclusion of the final King of the Bowling showdown when we return to the Kegel Training Center in Lake Wales.